Well, hello everyone. Seems like I have not posted in a while, but since I have some free time and I feel like recording, I thought to share my opinion on a little something and I guess to kind of explain, not so much share my opinion. There has been a rampant case going on recently in DBD where a lot of people have been reporting that they've been having sweaty ass matches and that hasn't been fun and that everyone plays it in an unfun way, or almost everyone, basically. So I'm here to kind of explain why that is. I have around 4,000 hours in this game almost, and I've been through a shit ton. I've been through a lot in this game, and I have gathered my opinion through these 4,000 hours of experience to kind of explain to you guys the depth of how deep this issue is rooted. And I guess we can start with the talk of MMR. Unfortunately, a couple years ago, Dead by Daylight announced that, I think it's almost 3 years ago actually, Dead by Daylight announced that they're gonna put in an MMR system in the game where the system in the beginning was not that good and the matches were still not that sweaty, but then as time went on, they improved it a little bit. And I'm here to say that an MMR system does not work in this game's favor at all. For the simple reason of MMR encourages people to play as efficiently and as sweaty as possible so you can, win more. This game is not designed to be a balanced game by any metric. There's no way this game is ever going to be properly balanced, such as Brawlhalla or some other very balanced games like I think CSGO. I haven't played CSGO a lot, but anyway, I digress. And because of that, an MMR system doesn't necessarily work. All it does is make more matches that are unfun appear more often. Now, if you're not familiar with it, there was a rank, quote unquote, system before, a rank MMR system where whatever rank you were, the little grade thing that resets here every 13th. Whatever grade you were back then, it was called a rank. You would be matched against people that were the same rank, and if you wanted to, you could choose to play a lot, play well, and get up in the high ranks. And because of that, you would get matched against people that played very, very often. Does that mean they were gonna sweat? Not necessarily, but unfortunately, with how the game works now, an MMR system encourages people, as I said, to play as sweaty as possible. And because of that, a lot of people have been recently, myself included, have been experiencing these unfun ways of playing which are unfortunately the most efficient. For example, proxy camping when you can, tunneling at any point of the game, but most efficiently at the beginning of the game to get someone out as quick as possible. Is it unfun for the other side? Yes. Is it unfun for the killer? Probably, yeah. Unless someone is very, very focused on winning and gets all of his joy from simply winning, eventually that is also going to die down, because if you do something that is unfun, even if you get I guess a spurt of joy after you win, it's gonna phase. It's gonna fade off after time, and you're gonna realize that it's not very fun to play that way. And I've been there. I really have wanted to win. I never like tunneled or whatever, and despite survivors having a different definition of what tunneling is, I never necessarily tunneled. I always played to have fun chases and whatever, and because of that, I tend not to bring a lot of gen perks. I know I bring it up on my channel a lot, but I really don't. If I bring a gen perk, it's Grim, it's one gen perk like Grim Brace or Deadlock or Corrupt, depending on what killer I play. So I really don't like bringing those boring perks, should I say, because the most fun perks, in my opinion, are the perks that are niche, that have a small effect, that can turn the game around if you get lucky and if you play well. And those are the perks that I've recently been running a lot. For example, This is a build I run on Trickster. Am I gonna get value from Blood Winning? Probably not. Blood Favor is a very fun perk to use. Corrupt and Grim. Corrupt, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm really bad at Trickster, so if I run Lethal or something, which I should, then that would be okay as well, but I feel like Corrupt would help me a lot. Anyway, I digress, sorry. As I was saying, the reason people play so, I don't like to use the word sweaty, but it is sweaty, is because they are incentivized to sweat. In the MMR system, they're not necessarily like saying directly to you, hey, win this, you get that, but if you want to win, you have to bring some stuff, and there's going to be an argument made by someone that, but why just play to win? Why not just play to have fun, like you said? Well, playing to have fun is fun and all until you realize who you are going against. For example, my MMR on Blight is very high. I am a P100 Blight main, and my MMR on Blight is very high. Because of this, I tend to bring chase perks, lethal, barbecue, enduring, brutal. This is one of my staple builds. And because of this, I have no gen control. And on someone like Blight, if I get lucky, I might be fine. But every single mistake you make is very, very crucial. And on a killer like Blight, where if you make, where it's very, very difficult to play on a high level, it feels very bad to miss a couple things and to mess up a couple times. Whereas before, if you had a whole build to slow the game down, you would have been fine, mostly. If you play these perks, which are ultimately way more fun, you're not gonna have a chance to keep up. And after a game or two, it's like, okay, it's fine, they escaped, I don't give a shit. But the more you go against the same repetitive, like, sweaty teams and the sweaty killers on the survivor side, the more you are incentivized to run something that is unfun. Like, that has always been the case in this game. And despite all the disagreements I have with most of the survivor community, and despite all the disagreements I have with the rest of the like very stupid opinions sometimes, I really want this game to do well, and I personally feel like if we brought the rank MMR back, it would make veterans have way more fun. The games would be way more diverse. Yes, for the beginner players, it might be a bit unfun, but unless they log in on the 13th, the 14th, if they play regularly like a match or two, they're not gonna have bad matches. Unless they get extremely unlucky. So, with that being said, why do we have an MMR system in a game that is not designed to be balanced and competitive? Behavior has been recently trying to balance things out, and that's fine, and that's nice of them, but the staple issue of this game are two things. Well, three actually, I'm sorry. Map design, the MMR system, and the playstyles. Now, for some odd fucking reason, I never understood this by the way. For some odd reason, Behavior added an anti-camp feature. I never thought in my life that they were gonna add an anti-camp feature. I thought they were eventually gonna add a base kit DS or something, and then DS, the perk itself, buffs the timer to 5 seconds or something. But holy shit, I never thought that they were gonna add an anti-camp feature, and it's so weird because who the hell? I get that it's unfun, but isn't a bigger issue tunneling? Isn't a bigger issue map design? Isn't a bigger issue the way the MMR works and incentivizes people to play in such an unfun way in the first place? Like, I really don't know what to say, honestly. I feel a bit disappointed. It's not necessarily that I want them to remove the feature. I feel like it signifies how out of touch the developer team, how out of touch behavior is sometimes. Whenever things have to change drastically, like they're gonna do perk updates, they're gonna buff killer, they're gonna nerf some perks, blah blah blah. But for what purpose if the core issues are still not fixed? You know, it's like putting a bandage over a, I don't know, a fucking gunshot wound. I don't know. It feels weird, man. It feels weird. And I want this game to do well. I want to keep playing this game. Recently, I haven't been even playing it that much, which is why I haven't been streaming. But ultimately, it's because I simply don't find it super fun anymore, honestly. Like, it's not like I'm gonna quit the game or anything. I'm probably gonna play it more whenever I play with my friends and whenever I get the urge to play Blight or some other killers. But ultimately, I just don't see, like, there's no diversity, you know? It feels like it anyway. It's so weird how I don't know, it's so weird how it functions. And I really think when the MMR started, it all started going downhill. Like, we had very boring metas of DS, Unbreakable, Dead Hard, BT. But those were the times when we also had more fun matches and less consistently sweaty matches. And I feel like the MMR system completely fucked it over. And if there's one thing I would change about this game, and not, if I had to make one change and then I could not change anything else, go back to the old rank MMR, and that is it. Like, I feel like this is the biggest issue. Map design, whatever. Like, there are obviously outliers. There are a couple maps that are horse shit for killer, and I get that, but you know, as long as you get a diverse set of matches, people are gonna keep playing. You know, oh, you have a bad match on this against this, they brought you to that. Next match it'll be fun. You know, instead of, oh, another map offering, oh, another map offering, not a map offering, but sweaty build. You know, it's, I don't know, and I feel like I'm not trying to speak only from a killer perspective. I've gone against it on the survivor side as well, and I don't have the same definition of certain things that survivors find to be annoying to go against or whatever, but I still find it boring whenever some killer genuinely tunnels and does whatever else. Like, you're entitled to do whatever you want to do in the game. Obviously, it's the money you paid for, but how are you having fun doing that, you know? It's not very fun, is it? So, yep. That is my opinion. Obviously, if you want to disagree with me, that's fine. We can talk in the comments. I'm open for discussion. I'm not posted in a while, I apologize, but I just wanted to get this off my chest a little bit. It's been bugging me lately. And yep, hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you maybe soon. And yep, goodbye.